60% of Malaysian restaurants close in year one. Wait, what? So I read recently on a website that this is the stats they claim. So I checked. Well, I found out that this isn't entirely true. It may be a 3-year figure as rough stats show a 20% per year, but the real fact is that nobody has measured this in Malaysia. The Department of Statistics Malaysia only measures businesses that's deregistered. So there are businesses that are closed but the company still exists. Wait, park the number aside for a moment. My name is Ray and I've been an entrepreneur for the last 30 years across 19 businesses, including F&B. Here is something interesting. So Singapore publishes real tax data. Of the F&B businesses that are closed there inside 5 years, 82% never recorded a profit. Not once. Not in any year they were open. Basically, they didn't fail, they just never worked. But they stayed open anyway. Why? So researchers interviewed the owners who failed. Guess what? The number one reason wasn't money. It was the owner. In their words specifically, passion exceeded competence. They love to cook, but they didn't have enough skill to operate the shop. And nobody tells you that this is two different things. Then it shows up in the numbers. A lot of capital went into the renovation to make it look very nice, but nothing was budgeted for marketing. Now, based on me interviewing several seasoned F&B entrepreneurs here in Malaysia, food plus labor should be ideally below 60%. Rental should be below 15% of revenue. Once you cross that line, working harder cannot save you. Basically, most owners funded an opening, not an operation. So bottom line, to run a successful restaurant, budget the numbers. Food plus labor under 60%, rent 15%, marketing maybe 10%. Then you'll see some profit. Lower down those numbers as much as possible and you'll stay healthy. In summary, you need money to fund operations, not just the opening and free food attractions. 6 months of cash, not projected profit. Don't fund a hobby. It may be painful at the end. I just spoke to a very famous F&B owner in Mont Kiara yesterday and she's shutting down after 12 years because she's tired after slogging through and not making enough profits. Someone once said, if you don't like someone, ask them to start a restaurant. If you know of someone thinking of opening a restaurant, please send this to them and just ask them to be careful.